So, we're going to talk today about leading your team to greatness. I talk so much about effective team leadership and growing yourself as a leader and growing your team so you can do some more strategic things. So, I wanted to come to you with, the fact that most often greatness in a great team, it starts with you as the leader, right? The one who sets the standards. Obviously, you have company goals, business goals, things like that. But if you don't set the team up for success, you and your company are going to fail, right? So, some of the most powerful habits that you can use to steer your team to greatness, we're going to go over. We'll go over some today and then we'll go over some tomorrow. But the first one is give your team the freedom to use their talents, right? I coach on this. We are all uniquely designed to use our gifts, use our talents, use our experience to make an impact on this world. And let's hopefully use it as a positive impact. But the best leaders, they step aside, allow those on their team to do what they do best. Control leads to compliance, but autonomy, that leads to engagement and in return, greatness, right? So that's the first one. The second one is give them permission to make mistakes. We've all been there. We've all made mistakes, right? But it's better that your team knows that it's okay to fail than to be timid, right? We've all been on those teams. We've all been a part of organizations where it stinks. You don't want to admit your failure, right? But if you're going to create those great teams, you absolutely have to coach those that you lead that it's okay to make mistakes. It's a part of the process, right? You have to fail forward. And the power that they have, that power to turn to you in that when they make those mistakes. They don't have to run away. They don't have to hide them, right? It makes you better than you were before. So that's number 2. Number 3, guide them to work towards that compelling vision. Working towards a common vision is so important. It's the beginning it is the beginning progress for any team, right? And it's an absolute sure sign that you're on the road to success, right? And when your team learns to collaborate, to work together, not only as a group of individuals, but as a group of people that are going in the same direction, right? Not going in different directions on their own little thing here, then things start to find meaning, right? It's amazing what you can accomplish when you start to work together on that compelling vision, right? We've all been there again, right? Number 4, show up as a leader. Please show up as a leader. When you find that your own habits, they start to ripple onto the team, right? Good and bad. So show up as a leader and lead by example, please. Make sure that what you say is congruent with what you do, right? We've all been said things like, hey, do what I say, not as I do. Don't, please, don't. It's important as a team to all work together to step into your own leadership, give every team member the ability to move into a suitable leadership role by empowering and encouraging them and doing what you say. So the 5th one is please give them what they need to be successful. It's hard as a team member to sit there and the leader says, oh yeah, go ahead and do blah. And then they don't give you the resources that you need, right? And if they don't tell you what they need, ask them. Constantly be asking them, what can I do for you? How can I help? We watched the show, The Resident, and New Amsterdam. Sorry, we watched that too. But New Amsterdam, the medical director is always asking, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? So that's what you need to do as a leader is how can I help? And then at the same time, number 6, create an environment of fun and enjoyment. Everyone performs better when they're able to relax and have a good time, right? So fun is the element that allows people to make it through those difficult times those overwhelming deadlines too. And the best leaders know how to make it work without compromising the team's work ethic and their commitment to excellence. Number 6, model accountability and teach responsibility, right? Just like our kids, be that kind of leader that people can trust that you follow through on everything that you say. It is so incredibly annoying and frustrating when you have leaders Whether you're a parent, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a CEO, any of those things, when people are like, oh yeah, I say I'm going to do this, and then they don't do it. Great leaders know that they need to develop that reputation. You need to follow through, even if it's hard for you as a leader to do it. Once you say that you're going to do it, you do it. And when you do follow through, it tells other people that they can count on you, and it starts to show them the kind of behavior they can expect, right? The 8th thing that you want to do is be decisive and purposeful. Decisions, when you're a leader, need to be made on a constant basis, right? And thriving teams with the great leaders know how to act decisively and on purpose, right? How annoying is it when you have a leader who's like, oh, they're like squirrel. Oh, I'm over here. Oh, I'm over here. Oh, I'm over here. Oh, I say I'm going to do this, or we made this decision. Oh yeah, today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, and it's totally different. No, not how this works. Growth and success, they're contingent on determined action. Procrastination and perfectionism are just going to slow everything down. So the best leaders, they have the confidence to stand alone and the courage to make those tough decisions and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. The last one I want to talk about today, number 9, is don't underestimate the power of emotional intelligence, or EQ, as you'll hear it. It can be hard to understand, but emotional intelligence is just as important as your IQ, right? Your intelligent quotient. If your emotional abilities aren't in hand, if you don't have a self-awareness, if you're not able to manage your own personal emotions, your distressing emotions, and if you can't have empathy and effective relationships, then no matter how smart you are, and hey, engineers, I've been one, I'm talking to you too, you're not going to get very far with team or leadership. I have a client that I'm working with right now that he has an engineering background and he's in a leadership role, and it's hard for him. Yeah, it is hard when you have a strong technical understanding of things and you're really good at that, and then you're put into a leadership role and you're like, whoa, what happened? But don't underestimate that power of emotional intelligence. Make sure you understand where you're at, where the others on your team are at, and start to build those relationships in that way. And then they already respect you for the intelligent factor. They need to now respect you for the fact that you can manage relationships too, and yourself. So when you get frustrated or mad or whatever, I'm not saying not to have feelings, but you need to know how to manage those things. So I hope that helps you guys today on learning how some powerful ways on how to effectively lead your team to greatness. And we'll be back tomorrow to discuss the last ones. Okay.